Random acts of kindness. Business strategy nobody talks about. Kindness is not fluffy. It's not fake. It's not a passing fling. It's not any of the things we think of or that any business owners do strategically, intentionally as a business strategy. And the truth is, a lot of businesses aren't kind at all. Maybe Gary Vaynerchuk does kindness as a strategy, but I think it's just who he is. And I think therein lies the rub and the power of this strategy. If you create a business that is kind and cares about other people, and especially our customers and their interactions and their experience, it will show through in who you are as a business. Our businesses are living, breathing entities, and usually they're a reflection of us. So if you don't think, and it's all about how do you make a person feel when they interact with your company? How do your customers feel? What's their experience like? Because that's what really matters. If we're not serving people in a way that feels good to them and gives them a positive impression of our business, guess what? You might serve them once, but you're not going to serve them over time. And I don't know about you, but I'm always after lifetime value of a customer, meaning I want to build a relationship with them so that we have an ongoing relationship and an ongoing, sometimes it's about business, sometimes it's about other things, me just serving and adding value. So let's talk about this a little bit more in depth. And then of course I'm going to give you an action item around this, but rate yourself today on a scale, and not yourself, well, you can rate yourself too, because we're doing that in the Supersize You annual challenge. But for today's Supersize Your Business annual challenge, rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not very kind, pretty selfish, pretty self-centered, maybe even narcissistic, or one of those other names we like to apply to things. But your business isn't very kind. It's all business. It's all what you can get. It's all about you. Oh my. 10, it's all about, it can be all about you building your business, but you're building it in a way that makes people feel awesome to have done business with you. I'm in a coaching program, they call it beautiful money. Making beautiful money is when the person that interacts with your business feels awesome about it. I had that in my Italian food manufacturing business. People loved our products and services, so they loved what we did. They loved how we made them feel. They loved that we were part of their biggest family moments, and we impacted it by our products in a positive way and created memories for their families, which is all just who we are and who we were. So how can you use this? If you're not kind, just turn off the video right now, because it's not going to work for you. People sense whether you care about them or not. That's why I say show up and be yourself to a lot of the business owners that I work with one-on-one and in small mastermind groups, because you being you and whoever you are, just that's what you'll attract more of. So if you're not a super kind person, don't get mad because your customers that you're attracting aren't super kind or positive. I'm in a community where every day I hear complaining about, oh, my people aren't participating, they're not engaging. Well, guess what? They probably don't feel comfortable or safe engaging in your environment and in your community. So we could talk about this in depth. I've got so many stories about how this has played out in my life. I guess ask yourself a couple of questions today. Have you ever experienced a random act of kindness? Have you ever done a random act of kindness? I do them all the time because they make me feel good. And it's part of who I am, right? I want to make people feel better and make the world a better place. And so that just spills over into my business. And guess what? When I lead by example by doing that, everybody else in my organization does the same thing. So instead of just me feeling better, it has this incredible ripple effect of everyone in the organization feeling better. Well, when you feel better, you treat other people better, meaning AKA your customers. And that becomes just inherent in your culture and the way your business shows up in the world, the way you show up in the world. A lot of people think that kindness is weakness. Kindness is not. Kindness takes courage. It takes courage to be kind even when you don't feel like it. It takes courage in stretching our comfort zone to be kind to strangers. And actually, I don't know if it does. Maybe it does for some people. For me, I've always been an inclusive kid who wanted to ask if people were friendly, and then they could play. Actually, I did used to do that when I was a kid, a toddler. We lived in a house on the corner, and I would always ask every kid that walked by if they were friendly, and if they said they were friendly, I would invite them to come play with all of us, because we had the house where all the kids were playing and the bigger yard and things. And if they didn't say they were friendly, I would just let them walk on by, because we didn't want any unfriendly kids playing with us. And I guess that I carried that through my whole life. So today, I challenge you to do one random act of kindness. Send a message to a client. Send a message to a friend. Do something that's totally unrelated to your business, and a random act of kindness, and see how that spills over and impacts your business. Because guess what? It absolutely does. If you're on your way to your site today, I used to call my business the shop. If I was on the way to the shop and I was going through the drive-thru to get something to eat or drink, and I wanted to pay it forward, I could just pay for the next person in line. The only reason I thought to do that is somebody did that to me and my kids one day. We were driving through McDonald's, I think, and I was getting a couple of Happy Meals, and the person in front of me paid for it. And I have since paid it forward hundreds of times to other people. So what does that tell you about the ripple effect and the impact of that? And guess what? I had a better feeling about McDonald's because of that, because that person had paid for my food, which had nothing to do with McDonald's, right? So there is a residual effect of kindness that impacts us and our businesses that we're not even ever aware of. So today, if this is something, you got your action item, do something kind for someone else today. And then share in the comments below how it made you feel. You don't have to share what you did. If you want to, you can, because that helps us get other ideas of ways that we can be kind. But just share how it made you feel or how it impacted you. Sometimes when we give just out of a sense of obligation, it doesn't feel good. But if we give out of the kindness of our heart, because we all have kind hearts, it does feel good. And it's supposed to feel good so that you'll do more of it, right? Because we do more of the things that make us feel good and help us get our goals and objectives, just like everybody else does. We are goal-seeking beings, at least in my opinion. So do that. And then if this is the kind of thing, this is the kind of topic that you like, I invite you to join me on our Supersize Your Business school community. It's free to join. It's a freemium model. I do upsell periodically on it to our higher tiers, but it's free to join. And there's so many free resources in there. Why wouldn't you? It's where I keep the annual challenge. And all you have to do to get the annual challenge for free, because it's $497, $477.97, something like that for the year. But you can get it for free just by asking me. Put challenge in the comments below, or put me in the comments below. 2 calls to action if you want to join the community, and I will. So join the community first, put me in the comments below, and then if you decide you want to do the challenge and not have to read it in the community every day, which I would love if you just come and read it in the community every day and tell us how it impacts you and your business. But I know we're all busy, so I don't expect that in my community, right? I'm not an engagement, I want to say engagement whore, but that's sort of inappropriate and not very kind and judgy, right? All right, I'm going to sign off. If I can help you in any way, hit me up and ask. Let's have an absolutely fabulous day, and I'll, of course, see you tomorrow.